Bienvenidos, yo soy Moises Davidovits y welcome to the Chocolate Factory.
Tell me I'm not the only one who was expecting this. I'm just kidding. Of course I was expecting this. This is Southeast Edibles Chocolate Factory. And no, there aren't any Oompa Loompas.
So this is the area where you prepare yourself before coming in the factory.
I'll admit that this is not the most glamorous look, but I look pretty cute.
What is the difference between a chocolate maker and a chocolatier?
That's a great question. So, the chocolate maker is the one that makes the chocolate from scratch, right? From the cacao. Starting from the cacao, roasted and winnow it and, do everything until it gets to the chocolate. And that's it. Usually the chocolatier is the one that doesn't do the chocolate. He buys chocolate from someone.
He gets the bars already out.
Gets the bar, chooses the chocolate, whatever, and then creates artisan things like truffles and brownies. The chocolate maker is just the one that makes the chocolate. The chocolatier is the
So you are
pastry chef.
a mix of both, because you are a chocolate maker, right? And a chocolatier, right?
Yes, I've been a chocolate maker for the last 25 years. And yes, my experience, my specialty, it's more and more about making chocolates, formulating chocolates, starting from scratch, sourcing the cacao.
So tell me about where we're at. This is your factory.
Yeah. So this is like where the magic happens, right? So we take the cacao, already roasted, already winnowed in something that is called nips. Also,
Okay.
Come into the lab.
He did say free samples, right?
Now remember, no messing about, no touching, no tasting, no telling. You see, all of my most secret inventions are cooking and simmering in here. So don't touch a thing.
This is like my chocolate man cake, right? This is already.
Oh, cool. This is what the cacao beans
There's
look like.
something
They look like
amazing.
almonds almost, like peanuts.
But it comes like in a big pot. It's a fruit. It's a fruit of the cacao. You open it up, and inside you find all the beans.
I can
Covered.
smell the chocolate. It smells amazing.
Covered with like a white, how do you call it? Baba blanca que sabe como guanábana. And so the farmers take out the whole thing with the baba and everything, put it into wooden boxes in order to do something that's called the fermentation. The fermentation is really one of the most important processes in the cacao, because that's the process where the flavor develops. That by having boxes and moving, steering the cacao from one box to the next one, and so on for, let's say, between 3 to 5 days, depending on the cacao, right? In order to really, make it, to make it simple, to develop the flavor, right? On that process, which is fermentation, esa baba es la que actúa con las bacterias para poder hacer que el cacao. Correcto. So these beans are already fermented and dry, but these beans and roasted. If you want to smell it?
I would love to.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go.
It's very fruity, very light.
Very fruity. Depending on the roasting, depending on how you roast it, like under roasted or over roasted or whatever, it changes obviously the flavor.
Time is a precious thing. Never waste it.
So if you go for a high roast, which is called, to roast it a little bit more, it will get more chocolatey, right? If you under roast, then you preserve those fruitiness, but it's a little bit more acidic.
Okay, let's see. It's almost like eating some sort of nut. Thumbs up.
These small refiners, so it's a stone, it's stones, wheels against the stone bed.
Oh wow.
Right? And so basically when you put things in there, and you let it roll, I don't know, 1 day, 2 day, with the weight of the stones and going against, the stone wheels against the stone bed, start drying.
Wow.
That's how it makes the chocolate.
Now how do you make it white?
That's a very good question. White chocolate, it's chocolate, but it's a completely different thing than milk chocolate or dark chocolate, because it only uses the cocoa butter. Cocoa butter, which is the fat of the bean. So from the liquid, from the bean molido, it takes the fat and the cocoa butter. So the cocoa part is the one that you use, or your kid uses for doing that. In this facility, it's 100% milk free.
Yeah, it's vegan, right?
It's vegan.
Yeah.
So instead of using milk, we use coconut paste.
What's that for? Gives it a little kick.
You want to try?
I would love to. It smells like I should be on the beach somewhere.
Aside from the functional side, or the new functionality of the chocolate, the fact to have sugar-free chocolate that actually tastes like the regular chocolate that you are
you
used
don't
to
taste the
it.
difference. Yeah, and I think that's the key, is having something taste like it doesn't, like
There you go.
like it's missing something.
After we take the chocolate, we bring it to the mixing tanks. Right now we don't have anything because we just made a production. This is the empty tank, right? And connect to our tempering machine. Always take like extreme care on every chocolate before it goes to the final stage, which is like molding, going into a bite that people can eat. So we filter it with many different techniques and sievings and so on. We use the same equipment to temper, which is in order to prepare the chocolate for getting mold the proper way. We could mold about 400 kilos per day. And this machine, it looks small, but I can tell you it does a lot.
This is the most secret machine in my entire factory.
This equipment, this machine, it's a cooling tower. This equipment takes the mold in, brings it up, then moves it to the next stage, brings it down, next,
Moves it and then go
down,
up.
and so on. We, depending on the size, depending on the shape, I mean, if it's a bar, different than a bite, we do it differently. But we take it and we pack it.
What's your favorite process of this whole thing?
Definitely the when it molds.
Yeah.
Because you see like the chocolate going into the actual mold.
Yeah.
It's like dripping in, and oh my God, it's so satisfying. My personal view, I believe that the next step it's about giving functionality to the food, and you are seeing it. Why I thought about doing healthy chocolate, sugar-free based chocolate with some healthy, natural, functional ingredients in order to make it with some purpose. To me, chocolate it's like music. But it's because chocolate it's infinite. Music it's infinite. It's the same as chocolate. You can make any chocolate you want and any formulation you want, in any shape you want, and you can add whatever you want. I mean, it's